for episode 3 of Talking Shop. So we're going to get into it. We're going to talk about some pedals that the fine folks at Cornerstone sent over, particularly the Antique and the Gladio. Check out how I'm incorporating them in the rig that we got here. So this is my live board. The board that I find a whole bunch of inspiration from and a whole bunch of headaches too. So we'll start off with what my signal chain is, and then I'll get into the pedals that we're going to highlight in this video. So I start off with a cable out of my guitar. I go into the wah, which is the first thing that we hit here. And then from the wah, we go into this Eric Johnson fuzz face, which I had modified a bunch of years ago from a friend of mine. So some of the circuitry is a little bit different. It's just better for humbuckers, which is what I play most of the time. Then we go into the Octafuzz, then the Cornerstone Antique, then the Pog from Electro Harmonics. And I have the Pog up front for two reasons. One, it tracks cleaner when it sees the guitar first. And I have these before that because these are impedance sensitive pedals, as a lot of us know. So fuzz wants to be before, the Pog. And then from the Pog we go Deja Vibe, Gladio, the Centuria, then into the volume pedal. From the volume pedal goes into the Chorus, the Space Echo, the Strymon, and the Lex. And the last three things on my board are split in stereo, so I go out of A and B through like a TRS cable, and then split into the stereo input of the Flint. And then behind me, we have the Maz today running through a Celestion GH12 30th anniversary. That's kind of like the proprietary speaker for this amp. Especially in the combo. So when I got this cab, it had a greenback, I think, in it. And then I did a lot of different experimenting, but I went with the one that's actually built for the combo. So there's a Celestion inside of this Maz. So that's what we're doing today. The reverb we have, and the tuner is not in line with anything. The tuner just takes a tap off of the volume pedal. So the reverb is coming from the Flint. And just to give you an idea of what the amp sounds like dry. Sounding with the bottom end and stuff. I have the bass pretty low. So I'll show you what the Cornerstone does first. The Antique. Really digging on this one because it really pairs well with everything. And my thought to the way that I'm running the board is I like my clean boost after my drives. And I generally run the Univibe before the overdrive. But with fuzz, I find I have a hard time sometimes pairing the fuzz with other pedals. So the default usually is to run the amp louder and then have the fuzz running, which is not always possible. So what I tried as an experiment this week is I took the tuner usually was here, and I took that off, put the Antique there, and I'm trying the fuzz with the Antique. It does something really cool, and I'll show you what that does. I use fuzz on a lot of different stuff. So you can see the Antique kind of like scoops out a little bit of the mid-range and the presence, gives you a little bit more like upper focus and definition. So now with the fuzz. Without this in the fuzz, in a live context, especially with the bass and drums, the articulation that the Antique incorporates with the presence control that I have, maybe around like 2 or maybe like 3 o'clock actually, you really retain that presence and that focus in there. Now without the fuzz, again, by yourself playing in a room, I find like a wide, full guitar sound. This is really good, but in the context of the band again, when everybody's up and firing on all cylinders, you really want something that pushes you a little bit ahead when you're playing leads and gives you some articulation. And this is great for that. And now stacked with the clean boost, and I'll show you how I'm using the clean. Really just as a boost. There's not really much drive on here. So it really takes, it just gives you more volume without adding more gain. And that's after the Cornerstone. So with the So it really plays nicely with other pedals and gives you a lot of articulation and dynamics. It sounds natural without adding too much compression and sag to the sound that you already have. So I'm really happy with that pedal. Looking forward to the sounds that I can get out of it. And yeah, that's what we got today for the Cornerstone Antique.